Alright, hello, welcome back to another video. So it's the night before the dyno. It's going out on the dyno tomorrow. So just got tidying up last couple of things, checking over a couple of things, checking the oil, etc, etc. And also, as you can probably see there, I'm missing a headlight. So today I managed to acquire a second gen headlight that's been modified to maybe be a cold air intake. Thank you very much to Lyle from the GTO Club for hooking me up with it. Much appreciated. So I'm just going to tidy up a couple of things and get that sorted now. Alright, so that's what my stock headlight looks like. And this is what this one looks like. It's been gutted, all the bulbs and the lens. The lens has been taken off from the outside. So that's why she's a slightly different, it looks a bit different shape. And when it's actually in the car, the guard still sits out about here, so there's a bit of a gap there, but I'm not worried about that right now. I can just get a bit of sponge, that sponge trim stuff to put on there. But she's pretty much got air going all the way through, or holes going all the way through. So what I need to do is I'm going to cut that square there out so I can follow. I'll build a use some more of that aluminium stuff I've got and build a chute that goes from here straight up to the air filter, straight up through behind here. Oh, sorry, behind there. So it won't actually be necessary for the dyno, because when I run on the dyno, I run with the bonnet open anyway, so it's just getting the same amount of air as it's going to get. But I think it'll make quite a difference, especially when I've got the ducting coming up here, and then also I'm going to build a cold air box around it as well, which will help everything out. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut that square out now, get that cut out, and get this headlight in and see how she goes. I probably won't do the box tonight. Well, I might do. I don't know. It's pretty cold tonight, so be much keener to go home, to be honest. But yeah, so we'll get that cut out and go from here. Alrighty, so I've cut the hole out the back. I was going to make a duct that went up through it, but the problem with that is I have a loom that goes across there, so the duct's going to have quite a few corners and stuff on it. But I think once I make a cold air box there, just having this air feeding straight in there won't be a problem at all. So I'm not too worried about that right now. So I'm going to fit the light up now. I put the bolts on there. Where the hell have I put those bolts? There we go. Alright, so I've got the bolts, got the light. It's not really a light anymore, I suppose, but I'll try and move it over that way as much as I can. I don't mind move that touch too far because I can't get this brake again. Oh, that should line up. If she doesn't go where you want it to go, you just rattle her into place. Alright. So yeah. Just bump you over there. So what it looks like. Air goes through, straight through to the air filter. I'll close the bonnet down. So there you go. As you can see, there's quite a gap around here, and around here, and that's purely where the Lexan cover goes over. Or actually, apparently, from what this generation headlight was from, it was a glass cover, not a Lexan one. But my ones have Lexan covers. So, but yeah, so that gap's there, I'll just have to maybe get a bit of that sticky foam and stick it in around here, and that should do the job. But at least it's going to get a whole bunch of cold air up to the filter now, so I'm pretty happy about that. So yeah, so next up I'm going to just check the oil, check the water, make sure everything's all okay there, and then that's pretty much it. She's ready to go. Alright, so that's it. That's all I'm going to be doing on it tonight. It's just time for the dyno tomorrow now. Fingers crossed the dyno tomorrow goes a lot more smoothly, and she makes some good power. I really want it to make some good power, but it might just be one of those things that it was just not ever meant to happen, and if that was the case, we might end up swapping back to the original heads. But we'll just see what happens, I guess, and try our best. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow and we'll see how it goes. Alright, good morning. So it's the morning of the dyno. Well, it's just about lunchtime actually. Just going to head in. Dyno's booked for 12:30. So I'm just going to head in now and get that all sorted. As you can see, the car's all loaded up. She's all ready to go. So just in case of getting in the car now and driving there, chucking it on the dyno, and fingers crossed everything goes to plan. Yeah, hopefully I can get some footage of it this time. Well, hopefully it lives long enough to take some footage of it. I went to take footage last time, but we didn't even actually do a full dyno pull last time. So this time it should be all good. Everything should be ready to go. It is revving out. I might have to chuck some new plugs in it, which my tuner has in stock, so that's good. And we'll just go for gold. It reminds me I want to grab a spare set of coils just in case, and I forget fuel along the way. Other than that, we're all ready to go, so let's go get it on the dyno, eh? Alright, so yesterday was dyno day, and the car did what it was supposed to do. It revved out every time, it didn't miss a beat. Everything went strong, my Vic worked perfectly, the engine performed perfectly, everything went well, but we did have one small problem. I always thought the turbocharger on this was a 0.86 or 0.83 exhaust turbine housing on it, but it actually is a 0.63 turbine housing, so it was extremely restrictive. So in the end we didn't make the power we wanted to. I was expecting on 14 pounder boost to be up around the 300 kilowatt mark, but we only made 270 kilowatts at all four wheels, and we bumped it up to 20 psi and we made 303 kilowatts at all four wheels, which should have been higher and would be a lot higher if I had a larger exhaust turbine housing on there. But everything went well. I'm very happy with it. I'm going to put up a couple of videos now of it doing runs. In the videos, it's surging a lot. It's not the car. I talked to my tuner about it, and it's actually his dyno. And he said that cars with light and flywheels really emphasize it a lot more. But what it is it's the dyno not being able to regulate the hydraulic pressure or the hydraulic fluid in the dyno itself, so it makes it surge. It makes the graphs look wavy. It's not pretty, but the car's quick. The car makes 300 kilowatts. It's on full boost super early. I think it's almost at full boost, about 3,200 RPM or something like that. It pulls it strong through until my Vic switches, and then it pulls it through for about another 500 RPM, and then it starts to taper off. It doesn't just drop off, but it does taper off all the way through to red line. If we had a larger exhaust housing on that, that probably wouldn't taper off through to red line, and the whole graph would be higher. But it's going to be wicked fun on the track. I'm very happy with it. I would have preferred it if I did have the 0.86 housing, because everything would have been just a step up.
but assumptions can be a bad thing, and I just assumed it was a 0.86. I should have checked it earlier. I do have a mate that has a 1.06 twin scroll housing, still T3 flange, which should fit my turbo core. If that's the case, we're going to put that on, and I'll just put a divider in the manifold, and we'll aim for some higher power. But at the moment, I put a lot of time and effort into this car. I really just want to go out there and have a bit of fun with it. So yeah, I'll put up some video clips of the dyno. Like I say, it's surging. I can't do anything about it. It just was what it was. Maybe my tuner could have changed settings on his dyno. I don't know. That's above me. All I know is it's running perfect mixtures, perfect timing. The ECU's reading the knock and making adjustments as it needs to for that. I did have some issues with the boost control solenoid. It wasn't working, so I do have to diagnose that today. But we put a bleed tap on it, and we wound the bleed tap up, and it went bang straight to 20 psi and held flat. It was actually really, really well. I mean, I've only ever had bad luck with bleed taps and boost spiking and doing stupid things, but no, she was holding flat, so that was really cool. So tonight I'm just going to have a look and see if I can figure out what happened to the boost control solenoid. It has 12 volt power, and when you earth the other side it's clicking, so the solenoid itself is okay. I just think that maybe it got wired up to the wrong pin, which is very likely because it was very late at night when we finished that off. So I'm just going to go double check that now. But yeah, watch these video clips of the dyno and comment below what you think. Yeah, tomorrow morning I'm going to take it out for a drive and see what it drives like on the street. It should be relatively the same sort of drive as my other video when I took it before I did all the conversion, because it's only got an extra 10 kilowatts, but it should sound a lot better, and hopefully, you know, hearing the Myvec switch in might sound cool. I don't know, but we'll see how that goes. So yeah, watch these videos and we'll go from there. As you can see from that video, you know, it was surging a bit, but everything was going really well on it. In the air temps, barely rose much. So that means, you know, to me, that means the intercooler, plenum, everything like that's working well. Pretty much the whole cold side was working well. I don't think we were close to reaching any potential on the injectors I've got, so that's good. I did have a couple of times the fuel pump would switch off and not turn back on, and would have to turn it off and give it a couple of minutes to turn it back on. I think the relay in it is just it was just one I had lying around here, so I don't think it's any good. So I'll put a brand new relay in there, and hopefully that will stop that. Yeah, other than that, we'll take it for a drive tomorrow. I'm going to have a look now and see if I can work out this boost control solenoid, and we'll just go from there and move forward. Hopefully we can get out and do some track days in it soon. I might try get a better camera mount for the roll cage for when I go out on the track, but at the moment you're just going to have to put up with my crappy, sticky, shaky one, I'm afraid. I'm sorry about that, I can't really do much about it. Yeah, so, sweet. Alright, so I've been, I looked through all my wiring and did some continuity testing and that, and found out that my boost control solenoid was hooked up to a wrong wire. So I have it was a very easy one to miss, because in the actual plug itself, auxiliary output 4 didn't have a pin with a wire in it. It actually was gone. So I think he might have just wired it up to the next one thinking, you know, that was the right pin, but clearly it wasn't. So I had an old plug here, so I pulled the pin out of that and put it
into the new plug-in, crimped it all up and got it all together. And now when I do this, so now if I go enter and I do testing, once I find my mouse, there it is, up there. Now I don't know if you can hear that or not, but that's my boost control solenoid clicking away. Excellent. So that's a win. Oh, that was a bit rough. You ready? Here we go. What I might do this time is I might just start off at first, get up to speed, then change it to second, and then do a second gear. Okay, second gear pull, here we go. Alright, so I just took it for its first drive. It goes bloody well. It really does. Boost kicks in so hard, so fast, and it, compared to the dyno graph, you can't pull it tapering off. All of a sudden, the lights are all flashing and screaming at you, and you're at the top of the red line. You can feel my Vet kick in. It's almost like another little kick in the butt. That's awesome. Running 14 pound. I got the boost controller working last night, and I hooked that up, and I put on 10% duty cycle. Didn't think it was going to make much difference. It bumped up to 15 pound, which is only 1 psi, but even that, it just felt so fast. So I think it's going to be an absolute weapon on the track. So yeah, so I'm going to enjoy it now. I'll worry about putting the bigger turbine housing on at a later date, but that was a really good drive. I really enjoyed that. That was great fun. So yeah, well, thank you very much for watching. Oh, another thing as well. Things that I had done, like that ducting for the radiator has made a huge difference. I used to come up the driveway. My driveway is about 1.5 k's long, almost 2 k's long, and it was very rough, so I normally had to go very slowly. Driving up there, I would get temperatures. It would go up to about 90, about 98, almost 100 degrees, just cruising up there in first gear. Today I cruised up there just very slowly, and it only got up to 90, so just straight away that's 10 degrees. When driving, it doesn't go over 85, so that's awesome. So yeah, so no, it's really good. Everything's going really good on the car, and now it's time to get it out on the track. There is a test day in a couple of weeks. I don't think so. What I'm going to do is I think I'm going to clean the car up, get it all go, and I might put it in the show and shine in the forum rotaries for shits and giggles more than anything, and finish it off, do a splitter and paint the floor and stuff like that. Get that all good, get that sorted, and then yeah, put that in the forum rotaries, and then I'll worry about testing after the forum rotaries. So. But yeah, no, that was a really good result. I'm very happy with it. Thank you very much to Keith Dyno Tuning for tuning it. You've done an amazing job. It's so drivable, and it's just incredibly quick for being. Well, in all honesty, I was a little bit disappointed only getting 270 kilowatts, but after driving it today, that's plenty. And even when I bump it up to 300 kilowatts, it's still going to be one of the fastest cars I've ever owned. So, yeah, we'll get on to some testing, and we'll just move forward. Thank you very much for watching. We'll catch you next week.